Good morning, everyone. We are at Brook Lake Park. We had to drive, I think, 20 minutes to breakfast at a deli and 20 more minutes here. Jax is at home recovering from his cold. He's not a big walker, but we are bringing him a bagel because the deli has such good bagels. It is beautiful here. The leaves are almost gone, but we got here just in time to still see some. A lot of people are out walking, but I feel like as we get further in, there won't be as many people right now. We're still pretty close to the parking lot, but there's a lake behind me. And yeah, I'm not sure if we've been here. I feel like I had, but maybe we haven't. I'm just gonna go enjoy it. It is 8:16 and Sebastian's in the shower. He has no school tomorrow, so we can be a little bit behind, but I do try to stick fairly close to the normal bedtime when it is a weekday off. He's got Monday off for Diwali, same as Jax. And then Tuesday we're all back to school. I'll be at my office position for the first time on my correct day in 2 weeks, so the week before I was there twice on the wrong day. Anyway, today, last night, we'll start last night. Last night, Danny messaged asking, I was upstairs, asking if I wanted to drive out to our favorite deli, which is a little far, and it is like 40% more expensive than it was a year ago. Dang. And then take a 4 to 5 mile walk around a lake in a park. I was like, sure. That's fine. I have 3 days to get things done. Yesterday I got done the crochet that I wanted to do to prepare for what I call knitting group, but it's knit, crochet, stitching, fiber arts, anything. It's called Common Threads. But I feel like in the video it's easier for me to just say knitting group and to the kids, because they might forget what Common Threads is. So I was like, yeah, and I have one more day. I'll probably do some work tomorrow, though I do have another grade level waiting. Technically 12, but he needs one of them fairly soon. He hasn't emailed, so I'm guessing it's alright that I took the weekend off. But yeah, so fast forward to this morning. We get up. I did wake up Jax to let him know that we were going, because I was pretty sure he wouldn't want to do a 5 mile walk, even if he was healthy. And we offered to bring him home one of their bagels, because they have delicious bagels. And I told him, you need to eat beforehand, because it's going to be a while, which he didn't absorb because he just woke up. So when we were heading back much later, he's like, I'm going to need to eat more than a bagel. I'm pretty hungry. I'm like, man, I told you to eat. But yeah, we drove out there, worked on my crochet in the car, had our breakfast, I worked on my coloring book, which makes me happy, but it takes a long time to color because I only do it when we're waiting for food out. And then drove to the park. It was cold, but my ears stopped hurting when I had a hat on, and then also put the hood of my blanket coat up, and I had it all zipped up. So that kept me warm. It was a struggle on some of the inclines. There weren't too many steep hills, but they were like really long inclines, and my heart struggles with that. And then Dan doesn't want to slow down, and he gets frustrated, and it's one of the big reasons why I never say yes to going on group walks with him, because I feel like I slow everybody down. If they want me to make it the whole 5 miles without having to come to a dead stop and slow my heart down, I gotta keep it a certain pace on certain inclines. I could walk forever if I monitor my pace, but I made it through. The last mile was a little rough for Sebastian because he had to go poo. And we had to make it because all the bathrooms are back at the parking area, but he made it. I found a very hidden bathroom. We spotted a playground, and we're like, well, if there's going to be bathrooms, it's going to be near a playground. And there's a playground and a parking lot, and through the trees on the opposite side, I was like, I think I see a brick building. It looks really bathroomy. For some reason, bathrooms always have fences by the doors in parks. I don't know why. But yes, it was a bathroom. So they both made use of it. I'm a dead zone. I don't know. I get dehydrated when I'm on a walk, even though I had my entire hot tea in the gigantic pocket of my blanket coat. I did not know it could fit my whole tea. That was wonderful. My nose is still running. Not horrible, but when I'm out in the cold, it definitely was bothering me. But that's just me. When I get a cold, it runs for 2 weeks. If I had just had one cold, that cold was so mild, I think I wouldn't have had much snot at all. But then when it was almost gone, my throat started hurting again, and Sebastian gave me and Jax. And round 2 for me, round 1 for Jax. And that was brutal. Danny's lucky he didn't get that one. Because Jax was obliterated by it. My body was already in fight mode, so I didn't get it as bad. But it was bad enough that despite a second round of zinc, I'm in the snot city here. Super grateful I'm not a cougher, because that has been the most exhausting thing for Jax. But I wish I could take it away from him. I would gladly take his cough if that meant he had none. But made it through all the walking. We left the park 2-ish, headed home, gave Jack his bagel, and then while I was waiting for them in the bathrooms, actually, I checked my emails, and the librarian that runs Common Threads had sent me a reminder that it was coming up, which is odd. She usually reminds everybody but me. She's like, I don't send you the email because I know you're always here. And so I was like, oh, I wonder why she's reminding me. But it turns out that we had briefly talked about maybe making granny squares and then putting them together in a blanket to donate. So she said, if you're able to donate a few 10-inch granny squares, we can sew them together into baby blankets to donate. I'm like, oh, great, yeah. Well, I didn't reply yet. But I'm like, okay, when we get home, I'm going to dig up a whole pile of yarns and start making some granny squares. And Danny's like, don't those take 5 minutes? I'm like, well, yeah, not if you're me. But I was, in my head, it's a 4-inch granny square. 10 inches is so big. And I don't feel so bad now, because when I was looking up just the basic granny square pattern, which is the fastest, they're like, if you do the basic, 1 square takes about 15 minutes. And that's a 4 to 5 inch square. I'm doing a 10 inch, that's 4 of them. So it was taking me a hot minute, an hour. I was changing colors every row. I got 2 done, and then I was bored of it. So I was like, I'll try this cute heart one. So I made the heart, and then it started having me do all these weird things to make the stuff around it. And there was these huge gaps that a baby's entire freaking head could go through. So I just threw that away. That wasn't gonna work out. And I started a new one that was just back to the basic. But dinner arrived, or so we thought. And I forgot Sebastian's chicken fingers, which the only reason we ordered any food at all was because he wanted chicken fingers. I was cooking Jack's ramen because he didn't want anything from that place. And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like non-stop. The DoorDash doesn't deliver a whole meal. We have all had our entrees not come within the last like 4 or 5 months. It's so bad. And I have to complain so often that they're suspicious of me. But Danny has to do it constantly too. I don't think he's gotten that message that I got last time. But this time he's stuck at the chat support until they agreed to have it resent. So he had to wait about half an hour. We ate slow, but then he got his chicken. I had a bath, and now he's in the shower. And now it is 8 minutes later. And I need to get him out of the shower and get him to bed. And tomorrow, I think, work. I'm gonna probably... What did you do? What were you doing? Were you leaning against the wall? Are you okay? You gave me a heart attack because your brother was slipping in the shower the other night. Just be safe. Don't lean against the wall or anything, okay? Getting PTSD from... No, seriously, I could cry. I was so upset about Jax passing out in the bathroom 3 times that I know he needs a shower and I don't want to tell him to. And Sebastian just fell in the shower, probably because he was like leaning on the wall with his feet. You know how you just like lean back against the wall like that with your feet out? Can't do that in the shower. Jesus, how am I gonna get Jax clean before school? We'll definitely wait till he's had enough days to get better. So maybe Tuesday night. No, Monday night. He has school Tuesday. I'm freaking out. He needs to have the fan on in the bathroom. He doesn't want to have the door cracked. And I don't know if I can convince him to turn down the temperature. Maybe I can have Danny turn down the temperature on the actual faucet. We had it turned down so the kids wouldn't have it too hot. And then the whole family had to use it. And I think he finally figured out that it was not hot at all. It was like lukewarm. So he turned it back up. And I think Jax just still puts it at the absolute highest. So maybe I'll tell him to turn it down. And I'll tell Jax to run the fan. I don't know. I'm freaking out now. Okay, I'm just going to go and get him out and get him to bed. And I'll see you tomorrow. I was going to tell you about tomorrow, but why? I'll just tell you about tomorrow. Good night. Stay safe. Be kind. And don't forget to wash your hands.